Hello, self. And hello, 8 viewers. And let me get to my watch a page. Yeah, I screwed it up, everyone. My bad.
Ooh, did I do it? Oh,
Yeah, you're
I'm
here.
the fast. Fucking the best. Okay.
0 watching. This is the wrong one I'm clicked on. It says 8 watching. 7 viewers. Where is the right one here?
10. 10 watching. Damn. Thirsty Lisa. Let's get this woman some water.
What now? Oh, yeah, 11 watching. Okay, good.
13.
Cool. So, everyone will figure it out. Man, I was at a peak moment, too. 40 watchers? That's crazy.
Damn, son.
There we go. Now it's
Persistence. Persistence, know what I'm saying?
Yeah, sorry, mates, everybody. I X'd out of the fucking broadcast link, and I didn't realize that would end it. I thought I could just continue on my phone. I didn't realize. Oh, Pav made it before. Wow, Pav, I'm proud of you.
I know. You didn't send him the email, though, but he figured it out, dude. He's pretty resourceful.
Okay, how's that?
Good job.
We're in. Okay, good.
Yeah, we're live.
Sweet.
So hopefully those 40 aren't completely discouraged and they mosey their way on over.
We'll fly over here. Okay.
Oh, decent typing speed there, Sean. That's at least 60 words a minute.
Yep, I use my fingers.
All your fingers?
All 8 of them. I use my thumb for the space.
I've got 11.
That's fun.
I use my wiener for the space bar.
Ah.
Gives me a good, I don't know, 3 words per minute when I'm hard. So it's kind of like turbo.
So next, like, okay, I'm out.
It doesn't seem like a big deal, but like, I mean, when you think about doing, when you're writing an essay or you're writing a novel, I mean, dude, it'll shave a whole month off of a good 300, 400 page book, which I've never tried to do.
Now I can add people to the call.
Hey, cool. It worked, Paul. That's cool.
Yeah,
He made it.
Pav's way faster, dude, than you, which is...
Well, actually, I explained to him how you can get here faster, so...
I'm getting there. I'm just learning it.
You're learning it. Yeah, bit by bit. Small steps every time.
Felix.
But you're getting it. You're a pretty quick learner. That helps.
Jaybird.
That helps. You're a quick learner, Paul. That helps a lot.
So if Jin does come on, could you please not snipe him this time?
Let's see.
This laptop I've got it's called an Asus.
Those laptops, they are pretty good.
P550L. I don't know if it's any good or not. I don't know.
Yeah, Asus are pretty stable. Depends on what you're running. Are you running Windows? What kind of Windows? That's
8.1, I think.
Ah, that's good. Yeah, that's good enough. Yeah, that works perfectly. I'm running Windows 7 and it also works. So 8 will do nicely. Only Windows Vista is shit.
I don't know why it's called 8.1, but it is.
I don't know why they do that, but whatever. But never get a computer that has Vista on it, Paul, because those are really shit.
I don't even know what 8.1 means. What does 7 mean?
I have 7. Windows 7, it's just they count. They have Windows 7 and they
Just
have
the
Windows.
version. Does it just mean the
Yeah,
version?
maybe you
Yes,
have.
it's the
Yeah,
version.
Because I heard that Windows 10's a load of shit, isn't it?
Yeah, it's still
anything beyond 7 is a bullshit. Vista is bullshit.
Yeah.
So basically, if you're going to do something serious, I recommend you use Linux, Windows XP, or Windows 7.
Yeah,
I'm too funny to out serious.
Yeah. So you're pretty okay with 8 because 10 is even worse.
Right? Yeah, 8 is like 7. It's like 7S if it was an iPhone.
Yeah, yeah, it's almost 7. It's almost 7, so it's good enough. And if you're running on an Acer, that's
I bet you lot have got all these touchscreen phones, haven't you? iPhones. I've got a Nokia. Mine's a Nokia N95. I've had it 10 years.
You know, I don't have a cell phone.
And all I do is press go and stop. I don't even use the things on it.
The cell phones, I already explained it, cell phones give off a frequency that is very irritating to my ears. So if I have a cell phone on my body the whole day, I will be like drained after a couple of hours. And that doesn't work for me.
Do the cell phone waves mess with your vampire waves?
So if there's a war on, if you're at war with anybody, Netherlands, you just post a load of cell phones to your house. You're out the equation, isn't it? That'll deal with you. You just post you a load of cell phones. That'll put you out of action.
Yeah. That's one way to get rid of me. A cell phone attack, yeah. Throw them at me. Or something like that. But whatever. I always had that problem with phones. Only those really old ones, like at least 10 years ago, those have another frequency that's more bearable. But still, I can hear it. But those new cell phones, man, it's like a very high pitched beeping noise the whole day, like beep, and then the whole time. But okay, that doesn't really work. And I don't really need it because I do my work is at home as a graphic designer. So, and people know that my certain times when it's handy to post certain things at me and that sort of thing. And when I go out, I just go out. And I like it. When I go Sunday, I go off to the woods. I don't have a cell phone on my body, so nobody can call me or bug me or what are you doing? Show me a picture. No, really quiet. And it also when I do my meditation, a cell phone also interrupts with the meditation. It does. And I heard a lot of other people also when they do astral or whatever or meditations, they always leave their cell phone at home or out of their sight or not near them.
Right.
You get it. Yeah. There's certain waves that interferes with your own frequency, and some people.
I've never had trouble with them really. Maybe I'm just normal.
Yeah, could be. You're old school. You're old school, Paul. That maybe you're built in a better year.
I couldn't resist that one,
Yeah, you're built in a better year than us. It helps. When they're really built real men like they were supposed to. Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah. go. Ooh.
I could have had trouble again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I just got a message that I had to check. So, yeah, Paul, if you like to, you can still do your presentation or your pictures, or is everybody getting a beer at the moment?
It's not anything my presentation at. It's just
No, that doesn't matter.
shit. Just
I'm
bit around
curious.
the house.
The main thing that I came on the Hangout to see your pictures.
Well, I was going to do
That's
it
why
when
I
the
did.
stream went off, so nobody's minded with it. That's all. It's only like stuff I've got at my place.
Yeah. Yeah, hello to Alicia White in the chat. Hello to Chris Matt in the chat. Hello to Anonymous Yes. And hello to everybody else. Dr. Bunsen Honeydew. Yeah. Felix. Hey, Felix. Thank you for the nice links you sent me, Felix. Pretty cool. Yeah, that's most of the people that I want to say hi to. So, yeah. Well, since you're not doing anything, Wolf, I'm going to do something then.
Yeah, just present.
Otherwise, they are listening to static all the time.
Oh yeah, put yours out.
Yeah, it's not flat Earth related. Is it? I don't know.
Mine was simply for what I collect stuff, how I've got my
well,
place, and the things you have, all your pottery, like what you want.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm gonna get a camera one of these days, so actually I can show you stuff because I can easily feel weak with all that stuff. Probably.
All right, Chaz, you have controls again.
I have controls again. Okay. So yeah, this is already what you know, Chernobyl. But what is this is when they just. Let's see if that pop-out works. Can you see that the photo pops out, Paul?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Now we have to get back to the hanghood. Here. Present to everyone. And now we can talk over it without... So this is probably when it was just built. You can see it on the trees and everything. The trees are pretty small.
Mm-hmm.
So this is interesting. Now these trees are as high as the buildings. This just in you can see those cars, those communist cars like Trabant and that sort of cars. Let's see, yeah. So it's handy that you can pop out these pictures, but it is people who are interested in Chernobyl. These are the pictures. Look how much antennas there are on that building, like.
Yeah, well, they were all for the workers, weren't they?
Yeah. Yeah, of course, for the workers of the
built
plant.
a village for them, didn't they?
Yeah, and because actually over here, you can barely see it, but this is actually Chernobyl, that plant over here. In the distance. Yeah. And there are some antennas in the way, so it looks a little bit more busy as it is. Let's see, can I skip to a picture like this? Oh yeah, okay, that's handy. Yeah, pretty new. And but it's actually a story that is also being told that when the disaster happened, they actually evacuated the people a day after it. And they also showed it on the television a day after it happened. That's what most sources say. Yeah. So that's interesting. You can see here, Pripyat like it was before. Like people have the average life. And you can see, yeah, they had a nice community over there.
Yeah.
Pretty big setup. That's what I like. Look how big the setup is. Here in
Look how flat it is.
how flat it is. Also, flat horizon. Everything is flat. A nice perspective also with all these lines.
Yeah.
And this is actually a good perspective photograph. Very good one, yeah, indeed. Yeah, and I like those big streets and big roads and a big sidewalk, because over here we have certain small villages that they don't have a sidewalk, and the roads are actually paved over sand roads, so you can barely, if you have a car coming towards you, can barely get past each other. So this is way better of a setup. During communist times, some people said, yeah, the people blah 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 in communist times, well, they look pretty happy over here.
Yeah.
So you get also another vision of what how Russian people were living their lives. Well, they look all happy and okay. So you always get a perspective from an American perspective, and they tell you, yeah, hard life. Of course, they had to work like everybody, but yeah, it was like every other city in Europe. They just enjoyed themselves and have a cool, good life as possible. So here's another one. But it's interesting to see people living in a city that's now none of people live there anymore. And it's also how you can see how people in the Soviet Union were living that during that type area.
Yeah.
During that area. See? Nice smiley. And you can see it's a little bit 70s clothing, but they had a good life. See, they even had a band over here. I would love to find that album, like a Russian a rock band album. It's pretty cool. Actually, their name. So probably one of these people knew the photographer who took all these pictures. And it's just like the clothing. That's also interesting that you have that 70s clothing. And no matter where you go in the world, they wear that kind of clothing with the big. You can see the white pipes at the end of the trousers and those big.
Late 70s.
Yeah, late 70s. And it was the same in other countries in Europe also, but also the clothing style was in America. So it's interesting to see that the clothing style is very recognizable all over the world during a certain area. Yeah, now imagine this is completely covered with trees and everything. This is how it was. You can see the weather. It is. I've never seen those pictures before, and it's pretty interesting to see how they were living their life in that city. Look at this mural. You probably, if you like art a little bit, this is amazing. See, this is a guy that actually looks like he's carrying the sun.
Mural.
No. This could be the moon, maybe. People are, they don't look very happy, but this guy is leading the way, maybe. Vending machines, old vending machines, you remember them? I don't know if they still have vending machines, but I remember them very good. Like you can get a cup of coffee, like he's holding one. And you can put in the coins and then no cards whatsoever, coins, and then you push the beverage you want, and you get it, and then you get your change over here in this thing. That's where you can get your change. So you have actually 3 options of beverage, probably coffee, tea, and chocolate milk. That's for most of the time the 3 beverages you could get. And put in your coins and press the button, and then you get your change back over here, and the cup was filled over here. It looks like a plastic cup, a see-through plastic cup. So like cool, eh? Back in the day, the girls had you don't see that often anymore. Girls with those ribbons in their hair. It's pretty common when I was a teenager and before that. A lot of girls had those ribbons in their head. It's a thing that maybe it will come back. Like everything comes back. Look at the artwork. This is beautiful, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, there were very skilled sculptors in Russia. This is just when it was being built. See, they still have over here. They have the tiles to fill up. So this is pretty early. You can see it in it's 70s architecture. I don't know where the boat living their life, and now it's completely in ruins, and the trees are as high as the apartment buildings. Actually, I grew up in a neighborhood almost exactly like this in Europe, in the Netherlands. Yeah, similar to this, all those blocks of flats, and then here you have a playground always in the middle. That's very similar. Yeah, this is BAC playground. This is basically looks a lot like the apartment buildings where I was living in as I was a child. Yeah. Those big blocks of flat, and in the middle you had all the playgrounds.
But it wasn't Russia, was it? It was Ukraine. It's in Ukraine, isn't it? Chernobyl.
Ukraine? Yeah.
It's in the Ukraine, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, yeah. Near Russia, very near Russia.
Yeah, it's borders it, but it was actually in the country of Ukraine, the Chernobyl disaster. There is a part, the Crimea is the part of Russia of Ukraine, isn't it? But,
yeah, and it was also part of the Soviet Union back then. So. Yeah, it's the cool artwork, very, very 70s. This almost looks like it's just art. It's made of all kinds of metal. It's just what it is. And it's very, very 70s. Yeah. That's basically it. Yeah, the rest is not very. But if you look at Chernobyl now, for instance, to give you a comparison of Pripyat, I almost typed it correctly. Ukraine. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, no.
Oh my god, hyena's ridiculous. I finally saw the meme.
Oh, this was what it looks like now. See, so the trees are as high as the buildings, and it's completely in ruin. Because you had that Chernobyl disaster where that reactor melted down, and therefore you had a lot of radioactivity, and people had to leave. And this is another city. That's not Chernobyl. This is Chernobyl. Here you can see the reactor. That's how close it was, actually. You can see those trees are actually higher as the buildings by now. And it's a completely abandoned city. You can go there. Some people do it. You can have excursions over there for about a couple of hours. But some people do it on their own. It's not allowed. You can get a pretty heavy fine. It's also not allowed to take anything from that area back to your home. You get also probably even a higher fine for that. But this was the swimming pool, for instance. This is probably a more organized thing. But yeah, it's interesting to see what happens to a city if you don't do anything at all. The Ferris wheel is still there. The trees are just growing. The buildings are still standing there, so they did a pretty good job in building those buildings. But after a while, it will crumble down, and you will end up in a forest.
They could have used the NASA fucking spacesuits to go in and sort it out, couldn't they?
Yeah.
They're supposed to protect them from radiation, aren't
Probably.
Load of shit.
Yeah.
That's why they never use them.
Because they don't work.
Yeah, because they don't work.
Yeah, this is how it left. Everything they had the Ferris wheel, and I think they had a celebration day actually when the reactor melted down. They had actually a celebration day, and they actually finished the celebration. And they said to the next day, when the reactor was already leaking radioactive material for a day and a night, then they actually people could leave the area. Then they were told about what happened. But it was also on the news the day after it happened. And you also remember that all the cattle in Germany, in the Netherlands, and I heard from you even in the UK, all the cattle had to be inside because of the radiation wave and clouds that were coming towards Europe and UK. The cattle could only be fed grains and everything that were already there, but it was not allowed to have them the cattle on the field because supposedly all the greenery was full of radiation. Even though I never heard about any restrictions for the people, I only heard about restrictions for the farm animals. But yeah.
Yeah, didn't people just continue on living there and they're like fine?
Some people continued living there and they are supposedly fine. But yeah, it also has to do with the radiation is there, but because of the wind, a lot of particles actually fell down. You have a big part that actually calls the red forest because all the trees are dead in that area where actually all the smoke came down. So that's why, because certain areas were more affected than other areas. And there were people who stayed there, not that close to the reactor, but there are certain areas where farmers still live. And what they actually said as an information, if you eat fruit, don't eat the seeds in the fruit, because supposedly all the radiation is, and then the things that you can get radiation sickness from are in the seeds, but not the juice around it. Supposedly, it was a documentary a couple of months ago about it again.
They put somewhat like a 2,000 fucking mile exclusion zone around it or something, didn't they?
Yeah.
2,000 miles, imagine that.
And they're still working on it. They actually made a whole concrete casing over the reactor to prevent it from... because it's still radioactive. The core actually melted into glass, and the reaction didn't really stop. It's getting less, the radiation, but because it became some kind of glass substance, they couldn't stop it because the temperature is so high in that area when you have to stop it. They also send robots in. They just melt away. So they can't stop it.
Yeah.
If that's all true, we don't know, of course. But it's an interesting thing. Very close to Chernobyl, you have this very big radar system, and it's actually called the Woodpecker. It's also written over here. And back in the day, when you had a very good world receiver, and you want to receive radios from behind the Iron Curtain, you always had that interruption of the Woodpecker, like you could actually hear that on a world receiver back in the day. I could hear it also when I was always fiddling around with the world receiver to get police stations, because sometimes you could get police stations on there when they were talking, and sometimes also Russian radio, but often you had that woodpecker sound in the background, like and it's still it's now in they don't use it, at least they say they don't use it, but it's an interesting thing. Actually, they used it. The purpose they say was actually to take out planes, so they could actually amplify a certain frequency and
Yeah.
all the things in an airplane were shut down. So if you were flying too close to the Soviet Union back then, and they give you a warning, but you still would go on with your way, then they actually turn that thing off, and it would take out an airplane. With sound frequency. That's what they tell. That's the story. I don't know if that's true, but that's the story.
Yeah, I've heard about that actual thing.
It's pretty high. You can easily find it if you want to. The radar, Dugar radar system. You can even have a YouTube video that actually can hear the sound. You can hear some talking in the background here.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, you can hear. Oh, this is a little bit small. You can actually see how big it is. It's enormous.
Oh, yeah.
That's a big radar station.
Yeah.
Yeah. You get an idea how big it is. That's massive.
I hear that a lot.
Yeah, back in the day you could hear that. Yeah. It's still standing there, so they probably, if they want to, they can still use it, supposedly. I don't know how bad the state of that thing is, but it's enormous. That's for sure. So yeah, that's interesting. That I wonder that the other reactor that actually had a meltdown a couple of years ago, that was in China, I believe, or yeah,
Fukushima.
Fukushima. I don't hear anything about that because, yeah, I know when Chernobyl had that meltdown, a lot of people got, when they had their child born afterward, they had all kinds of misforms, children with two heads, and all kinds of horrible misforms in their body. But I hear nothing about that Fukushima one. Nothing at all.
I remember seeing the documentary about Chernobyl, about the wildlife that's around it now.
Yeah.
The wolves that are deformed and stuff like that.
Also, the fishes are bigger. There was one video actually when the guy went there and could see that certain fishes that had tripled in size. Almost.
Yeah.
They normally should be. Yeah.
Which is basically what cancer's doing, and it just switches the cell back on them.
Yeah. So yeah, that's something I was researching because sometimes you have some side topics you have to want to research.
Very good, yeah. Interesting. Yeah.
I don't only research flat Earth, I also research other things like this. So yeah. And I'm still digging into those mud fossils to see what they're about. But that will take a little bit longer.
Okay.
Yeah, the whole Tartarian thing will take a lot longer to actually see what it's all about. Yeah. But also what's funny when I found, I didn't really was researching it, sometimes you find things you're not really looking for, but yes, you still find them. Like here I found this picture. I couldn't get a bigger picture. That's, we have to do it with this one. And it said large bronze globe brought to China by the Jesuits in 1685 and located on the eastern wall of the city in Peking. So the Jesuits actually brought the globe to China in 1685. This is a picture of it. Until we have to do it with this, till I find a better one. But it was the text under it. I think, oh, wait a second. There's an archive.org, and I think, hey, that's interesting that the Jesuits traveled to other countries to actually bring them the globe.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah, and a big, massive one here. It's a bronze one, so that's pretty expensive. So why did they do that? Yeah, probably there's a certain agenda. Let's bring a globe to all kinds of countries that didn't hear about the globe narrative yet. 1685 it was. So that's interesting. So I'm gonna check out what actually the Jesuits, if Jesuits actually also went to other countries and also actually introduced the globe over there. Could be. Then we are on to something. Hmm? Of course, this is not really a surprise that they were maybe causing it. Not really. So that's another thing. Always interesting, those kind of things. But they had a very small picture of it. But yeah, at least we have something.
Yeah.
To go by, and that's yeah. Sometimes you have a side road you find while doing research, and that's one of the reasons why I have a million tabs open sometimes. Yeah. I even found diplomas for Masonic orders. So, yeah, you find the craziest things like this even. Masonic diploma. So if you want to have a diploma, it's huge. Look how big the file is. But it's also interesting what they depict on a Masonic diploma. They actually depict a lightning bolt, and in some narratives, the lightning bolt's actually the lightning bolt where the devil rides on, or demons ride on. They show the globe. They show. I thought it was always 4 candles, but maybe back in the day it was 3. They show cross. They show a rising sun. That's very common. The harvest they show. I don't know what this is. They show a sphere for the star signs. Angels. Of course, the Masonic handshake. And a sword of truth, I believe. I don't know all the things at the top of my head. And what is interesting, and God said there will be light, and there was light. So, with all-seeing eye. That's interesting on a Masonic diploma. If it, I guess it's a real one.
Yeah.
Also interesting what you can see who actually print here. You have all the tools they use, the sheeple. And I don't know what they are doing here. Skull and bones. Angels in a certain strange position. It's actually a staff for people who are sheep herders. That's what I know, but geometry. Yeah, Tertarian buildings, who knows?
Hey, Artez, you're not presenting. Do you want me to present you?
Not really, or
Artez.
Yeah?
You're not presenting. Would you like me to present you?
Yeah, that's cool. I'm just talking to the people over here. Lithographed by the Stroh Bridge Lit Corporation, Cincinnati. So, 1890. Entered according to the Act of Congress in the year 1890 by D.P. Myers in the office of the Librarian of Congress, published by Meyer and Weller, Peckerberg. It sounds very German. Peckenberg. Yeah. But yeah, this is a Masonic diploma. Interesting with the sheep on it. And of course, the 2 dates. You have AD, that's our calendar, and they have the calendar AL. And I think it's in the year of the light. They're referring to that. As far as I know. Masonic handshake and interesting that you can find it in Masonic diploma. There's another one. This is a Masonic record, whatever that is. Rising Sun, of course. Masonic records, the Holy Bible. So they often have in a record and even a diploma. The Bible is very important to them. Temperance, fortitude, produce, and justice. Yeah. Geometry. Again, that building over here. See, that's the same building. Off.
Yeah.
Now I have to figure out which building this is. Because this is the second time they show it. Well. And of course, this is the star signs probably, and this is the Earth again. Fellow Craft, Master Mason. Yeah, of course, those 2 years again, AD and AL. It's a year of the light. That's the same based to the degree of Fellow Craft. And the two different, you can see that's there's about 4,000 years in between with our date and their date. Let's see. Again, 3 pillars. That's interesting. Holy Bible, Masonic floor. Again, at anchor. I've never seen that before that often. Yeah, and this is the same depiction. Yeah, I don't know off the top of my head all those things. These are the steps of Freemasonry. Separate steps. That's interesting what the hell this is. It looks like a doorway, but there's some things I don't see that often. 2 different dates. This is the 30. Always interested to look at. This is just an old map. I found it was interesting. They depicted like an octopus, and every country they picked. Yeah, there's certain people, Turkish people, people from Albania, China, Siberia. Turkestan is over here. But they don't really depict that area here. I don't know how old this is. Here they depict that area, and I always try to get the big maps. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Yeah, because they depict also small that area for some reason. Why Asia? It was somewhere smaller. Tibet, it should be here somewhere. Well, in this map of 1690, not found. I can't find it at the moment. Tibet should be here somewhere, but interesting they don't show it on this map. America, we never actually trying to figure out what it looked like, but they are getting there. This is an old depiction. It's an engraving. So a priest holding a crucifix, standing beside a boat. Okay, that's clear. Looking at the map of Tartaria, Sina, and India. They don't write. They write China without the H. Okay? H is missing. I've seen it before.
Sina. Yeah.
Sina instead of China. So that's interesting. Tartaria is very well depicted, and I guess those people that are standing here are from that countries.
Yeah.
And he's visiting those countries overseas, and they are probably explaining him where they live. Yes. I have to change my batteries on my headphones for a moment.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, that works again. Yeah, sometimes you have to change your batteries. This is actually the map of that area. That's a pretty big one. I tried to get the. Oh no, this is not the biggest version, but here they write China again with an H. And that area is seen as an imperium. You have the outlines, and what I'm trying to do is find cities that are still in this region and see if we can find some clues. I mean, this is the bigger version. And there are at this mountain, for instance, Turis La Pidea Mons. So that could be the name of this big mountain that is in that area. And here you see other depictions of strange animals. See?
Yeah.
Whatever they are. It looks like an octopus. This looks a little bit like a dodo bird almost. These two looks like flying, whatever the insects.
Mhm.
I don't know. I can't see what it is. But yeah, you have here Travagant. It's all in Latin, so that's. But they still have cities over here with names. They probably changed the names by now, but at least you have an idea.
Yeah.
What it looks like. Here's Bulgaria, and here's Russia. And they didn't have a U. They always used the V as a U. Russia.
Yeah.
Just they didn't have that in the letters for some reason. So this is Imperium, but they used the V as a U.
Yeah.
They stole all the U's, so yeah, I don't know. Stole. There's another. Yeah, I don't go by one map. So here you have also China, Tataria. You have here the Mongols and other kingdoms. The Luantong Kingdom. Never heard of that. And then you go actually to China, but it's still mentioned over here. You have the Gobi Desert. They write it. Some wordings are similar, but you can see here this actually a map of China, but they depict areas above it, and that's a map from 17 around 70, 80. They don't know the exact date, so that's the problem.
Yeah.
This is a map of Russia, and here I think somewhere to make it in between-ish. Here you have Little Tartaria, see?
Yeah.
So, if you have Little Tartaria, you should also have Big Tartaria. Yeah. But where I can't find it, but is Bulgaria, and I don't see Tartaria anymore over here, but it could be here. Yeah, I have to look at the whole map. This is Russia. It could be over here. So here, over there, it's not on the map. That's the problem. That's the problem. But I think it's interesting. They show Little Tartaria. So they had an enclave further to the west. For some reason. And the rest was over there, and it's just, not on the map. It starts over here, probably. Another one that shows that area. Yeah, I think, or not. Siberia. Or it's just out of the picture. I downloaded a whole bunch of map, and I'm actually looking if I can find Tartaria on it. Here, Tartaria, here.
Yeah.
Russia, yeah. Carta della Russia, that's in Europe, yeah. After a while, you start recognizing the words, and because some things are the same in Latin, that helps, or Spanish. Now, here you see Tartaria. Yeah. So it's also mentioned on this map between 1650 and 1700. So, another one. He's also mentioned Tartaria. Again, this isn't here, so Tartaria. Tarie. Yeah, they've pronounced it. Oh, here's the Tartaria. Again, you have names of cities. And Sobol, Metropolis in Siberia. So this is probably, this is the border to Siberia. Yeah, they depict here cities and everything. So I'm gonna try to find these cities on this map to get an idea. And maybe, just research. I don't know what I'm gonna find. This is a later map. I don't know if this over here. Where am I looking? Oh yeah, this is the Black Sea, so it should be over here more. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think this is a map where they just not have it on because it's too far to the west. Yeah, next one. And you trying to find things in Russia. Never seen this one before. This is an old postcard. Cathedral of St. Spark is St. Petersburg. So, this is St. Petersburg. This is St. Petersburg. This is one. Look at this gateway. Why? That's big.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's enormous.
Yeah.
And it's a good thing that they actually write with pencil where it is. So you have here the old Sordisk fortress near St. Petersburg.
Yeah.
So maybe we can find these locations back because this is an old fortress. Yeah, you never know what you can find with the more detailed pictures. Yeah, and that's what I'm doing at the moment, looking at old maps, finding where the locations could be. This is in 1487. Pretty detailed. This is the Netherlands, Germany. All in the UK, it's a little bit fiddly, but still Ireland over here. They roughly had it in the right. Roughly, it's not that bad for the time period. It's not one Tartaria. You have here China and then Tartaria above it. So there are too many.
It's not showing on the page, Has it ended the stream or is it just stalled?
I don't know.
It's just going round the buffering wheel.
Yeah, that could be lagging or something that's going on. Let's see if I can see what's going on.
The room won't see it. Well, it's only showing you.
I can see it. I can see it on the watch page.
On the watch page, I'm just seeing your logo and the circle going round.
Oh, no.
No, the watch page is fine.
Is it okay?
Well, it's good that you mention it, but because you never know. Sometimes the strangest lagging.
Wait, is it fine?
It's fine. I can still see it. Or it just occurred.
Okay.
Looks like it's fine.
Oh, I'm way behind anyway. I don't know if it's fine. Never mind.
It's froze here for me.
Could be your internet.
I'll come out and go back in.
I will refresh the page. Sometimes no, it still seems fine.
Oh yeah, I can see it now.
Yeah.
Well,
sometimes you have a little bit of a lag that can happen. But yeah, I found enough maps. I think I found enough maps, and it actually not was Tartaria. It was also other countries, Russia or China. They could see Tartaria was still there. So I think we established that there was once a country named Tartaria.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm always want to make sure. And I'm not never ever go by one map only. Never. Or one picture. I want to make sure, 100% sure.
Hey, so yeah, I've been talking with Sai in the background and
Okay.
I kind of been doing this all day, so I hate to have everyone move again, but could he just set up a hangout,
Oh, okay,
and
cool.
I'd appreciate a good break. You know, I'll still listen in and stuff. I've been hosting all day since 7 a.m. and it's kind of wearing on
Wow.
me.
Yeah, I can understand that, man. No problem.
So his is ready in the back chat right now, and I'll post his watch page and my watch page. And actually, if anyone can't find Psychic Warriors, he is in my featured channels on my main page. So if everyone could just please head over there, I would appreciate it. As I need a bit of a break.
Yeah, I can understand that.
Gotta relax for the night.
You're crashing, bud.
Yeah, I've been 15 hours straight, so I wish I didn't cancel that last one. It could have went on for a couple hours, and then it would have just been switched over like normal. But because I screwed it up, I figured I should start a new one. But yeah, it's in the back. So thank you, everybody. I'm sorry this was a short one, and thank you for presenting Artez. I hope you continue on with your presentation over
Sure.
there. I will see you guys over there.
Cool.
Okay, see you there, Sean.
Yeah, see you
All right.
there, sir.
Thanks, everybody.
I don't know where we're going.
Pop, if you can
It's
wait,
in,
you can
it's
show
it's
your
in the watch
pictures.
page.
Yeah.
I mean, it's in the back chat.
I will give you the link, Pop. Pop,
Okay.
just like I did before. Did that
Okay.
work? Yeah.
Yeah, it popped up.
Okay, I think we are now. Let's see. Well, I will make sure that we offline, not yet.
All right.